Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Toronto Condos podcast. I'm Neil from Toronto Condos, and today we are really excited to have a returning guest and friend back to the podcast. So, Mitch is busy again, getting platinum access to projects all over the Greater Toronto area. So, we have yet again another opportunity to get into a fantastic development through Mitch and Hersh Condos. So, what we're going to do is we're going to flip it over to Mitch. Mitch is going to give a quick background of himself, who he is, and then we'll just get going with the questions. Mitch, over to you.
Awesome. First and foremost, thanks again for having me, Neil. It's always fun to come on here and chat real estate with you. So today we are really excited because we're talking about a really, really incredible townhouse development, which is up in Woodbridge, Vaughan area, about 15 minutes from Vaughan Mills. And these are townhouses that they're high end, the finishes are awesome. Clients will come through and immediately fall in love with the product. So we're super excited that this is coming to the market now.
That's awesome. So to your point, you guys are excited. It's coming to the market now. Why is there that buzz? So it's Capital City. Correct me if I'm wrong, but why are people talking about it now? We're in the middle of the summer, so why are people getting interested about this?
It's true. You and I have both been in the industry long enough where August is usually a pretty quiet month. So for us to get involved with a development and launch it in the middle of August, it takes something special, and we do believe that this is the type of development that buyers and agents they need to see, and I think they're going to be excited about, and they're going to buy right away when they do see the product. So in terms of why somebody would come up to Vaughan and pick this up, we're talking about pricing starting in the 500s for a 2-bedroom townhouse. You're not finding that in a lot of the GTA. And then when you look at the actual suite, some of them have incredible rooftop terraces. Some of them have, again, amazing outdoor spaces, whether you're upper or whether you're lower. You're also looking at stainless steel appliance package, granite quartz countertop. There's oak railings and handrails on the stairs. There's, your choice of different finishes that are all very, very high end. So, when you go into the sales center, you're not going to need to upgrade and put thousands of dollars extra into the suite to make it what you want. You're really going to get something straight out of the box.
That's awesome. Yeah, no, exactly. And people like that, right? To have something where you can kind of move into, you don't have to do any work to it. It's brand new. That's obviously a great feature to have.
And you're saving thousands of dollars, because normally you'd spend it in the upgrade center anyway, kind of getting what you really want as the package. Whereas like this, you can pick and put together what you want without spending any money and still end up with an awesome looking place.
Right. Awesome. So, a question that we get all the time, Mitch, the developer. So who is the developer? Maybe tell us a little bit about the developer.
Sure. So the developer is Kingsman Group. And so you had worked with us recently. We did a project out in Port Credit, which has been incredibly successful. So Kingsman Group is, the guys who are the principals of the company have been developing for the last 35 years. They've built all over the GTA. These are guys with an incredible track record for not only starting and finishing projects, but also putting together a really high-end quality finish. So these are the type of developers that you want to be working with. And, just to give you an example, they've done stuff in Woodstock and Ajax. They've got other townhouses in Vaughan that they've already put together. We've got Port Credit. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. But this is a developer which your buyers have confidence in, which is so important in today's market.
Yeah, exactly, Mitch. And like you said, we just worked on their project in Port Credit, and the demand that we saw there was insane. Like the amount of people that came out for the launch, the interest in the project, it really kind of speaks to who the developer is and their track record, like you said.
Yeah, and you know what, you and for any of your clients who came out to the sales center, how the finish was for the sales center. It was beautiful. The sales center is actually even nicer up here.
Yeah, amazing. So, people always talk about, pre-construction, and I think like there's a big interest in buying in Toronto, right? So
Right.
why would somebody come out to Vaughan and hang out there?
I think it's a few things. I think that as Toronto continues to grow and expand, it becomes easier and easier to get into the city and out of the city. So, you don't necessarily have to live right in the core in order to kind of have that lifestyle, right? And so now with the subway that's gone up to Vaughan, that makes it more convenient. You have all the amenities that you require in Vaughan itself. I mean, it's 15 minutes to Vaughan Mills. Highway 27 is right there. 400 is right there. The 407 is not that far south. So, and then you get into the obvious answer, which comes down to price, right? So this is like half the price of downtown Toronto. Whereas, in the city, first of all, it's hard to find a unit this size that's pre-construction that's going to be under $1 million, to be honest, right? And so, between having all the amenities and having the access that you possibly need to everything, combined with prices which are amazing compared to if you're looking downtown Toronto, I think this is a smart play for, whether it's an end user who's maybe either in a condo that needs a little more space, or whether it's an investor who's saying, where can I get great returns? Because, we did a lot of research on the rental market in Vaughan, and it's actually one of the top rental markets in Canada, amazingly enough. So there's a really strong demand for places. And a townhouse is always an attractive option for a tenant because they can stay there for a long time. You can have a kid there. You can grow into it. It's not like renting a 1-bedroom condo where you're going to have to move out, within a couple of years. This is somebody, if you're an investor, you can buy it, put a tenant in, and they can stay there for 5-6 years, which is great.
Exactly. No, amazing. And you touched on like so many important points, that clients of ours ask, like you touched on, who will be buying there. So, you got the investors, you got the end users, the rental market, like you touched on, there's demand there. You can, buy it as an investor, you can rent it out. But, I think sometimes with people when they're going through this process and buying, a question that they ask themselves is, why a certain project? So from your opinion, with so many options out there, right? Yeah. And with Kingsman Group doing this project in Vaughan, so why should they buy this particular project versus maybe some of the other options that they have in Vaughan?
Yeah, it's a great question, and my opinion is, as a buyer, you need to properly do your homework and assess all of the options out there. And I think for a lot of buyers, this is going to be a great development. And for certain buyers, it's just not going to work. And that's okay too, right? But what I think is going to attract a lot of people here is, it's the price. It's also going to be the quality of the finishes here. I don't think that you're going to find this quality in a lot of other developments. I think, when you walk into a lot of sales centers, when you walk through the model suite, it looks amazing, but what you don't notice is there's like $25,000, $30,000 of extras that are built in there. So, it's kind of what you buy is what you get, and it's already included in the price. Also, underground parking, which is incredible. One of the things for me, like I'm a condo guy myself, and I really appreciate being able to park underground and not have to, sweep the snow off my car when I go to leave and things like that. So I think it's the conveniences that are tied in also, and then it's access to the amenities, which is the lifestyle is really becoming important now to buyers. It's not like you're moving out to the suburbs and kind of settling in. People want amenities and they want things easily accessible. So, we touched on this earlier, but 15 minutes to Vaughan Mills, you have everything you really need there. You have highway access. You have Canada's Wonderland, which is right there. If you want to come into the city, obviously you can either drive or you can park downtown Vaughan, jump on the subway, and within 40 minutes, you're right at Union Station.
Yeah, exactly. And like you touched on, right, the connectivity of Vaughan now to the rest of the GTA, it's night and day, and for, like, I tell people, like, if you haven't been to Vaughan, recently, you need to go take a drive because the change is
incredible.
like it's insane how much it's changing and how much it's going to continue to change. And we know, right?
Yeah,
It
for sure.
affects real estate values, right? That's what results in real estate going up when people move in, infrastructure then goes out. That's when you see the boom in values.
Exactly. And like it's like you said, the amount of change that's happened there just in the last like 2-3 years is incredible. Their downtown's being totally revitalized. The subways come up there. There's continual development and projects and infrastructure going in, and it's just going to mean in the long term, it's values, it's increase in values. And for anybody who decides to buy now, you're just going to continue to ride that wave.
Yeah, no, 100%. So I guess one of the questions, people are going to have so many more questions, right, that naturally come up, So one of the questions, that people will have is, so obviously amazing project, amazing location, fantastic developer. So it's checking all the boxes.
Right.
So somebody that, this project is a fit and they're considering it and looking into it, how do they go about getting a unit in this development?
For sure. And so one of the things is there's not a ton of units. Okay. I think there might be 70 units in total. So it's not a big development. So it's going to be key to work with somebody like yourself who has platinum access to it. A lot of the times when buyers find out that something's available or a project's happening, if they're not working with somebody who's like platinum status, either the good units are already gone or all the units are already gone if it's a hot enough building, right? So what I would definitely say to anybody who's watching this is they have to contact you. They have to let you know what they're interested in, their criteria, their price point, all that stuff. And then you'll coordinate with us to make sure that they get into the sales center ahead of everybody else. But then also, and most importantly, they have the ability to secure a unit. And I think the other important thing to take note of as well is our relationship with you. What that means is not standing. You're not going to be standing in a line for 3 hours, right? Like praying and hoping that you get a suite. This is like you're in the door and you're going to get a suite. And if somebody wants to buy, it's going to happen for them.
Yeah, no.
Which is funny that we have to say that, but it's like in the market, it's so important now, right?
No, absolutely, Mitch. And and I appreciate your kind words. And it's the case, right? Like we know we work on so many projects and we see how fast units go. And I think that sometimes people don't realize and see how fast the market moves until maybe they've lost out once or twice, and then they try to figure out, okay, how do I do this? Okay, align myself with a platinum broker so I can get in the door and get a unit. And that's how you do it.
Exactly. And it's so important. And the other thing too is like, don't go with like 3 or 4 platinum brokers, right? Like call you have access to it, and that's it. There's no need to like register for a whole bunch of things. It makes the process more complicated. So just, again, it's like reach out to you, you'll have access to it. We'll secure them a unit, and it's pretty simple actually.
Exactly.
Yeah. The other thing too is I can't say it yet, but what I can give you a little tidbit of information. We are going to have an incredible deposit program. We are going to have a cash back, which is going to be incredible as well. And so what's already a great development is only going to get better. And somebody who wants to find out all those details, just message you because you're going to get it before anybody else.
Amazing, Mitch. No, sounds good. We're really excited, for this development, and we're always super excited to work with you. The interest and the demand that always results from the developments that you work on is amazing. And people that haven't been to your launches, need to come and check it out because it's elbow room only and it's a full house, and it's always fun. I think sometimes people are shocked when they come and they're like, oh my goodness, like, right, this is the market. You got to get in early and you got to move quickly. And, one thing I tell people is like that decisiveness, right? Like if you're ready to go, do your due diligence, do your research, but you got to move quick, because if you don't, the initial stages, you're gonna miss out, and you're gonna miss out on the best unit. So align yourself with the right people who have access with the developers, and then the rest is simple.
Totally. And on top of that point, like, work with an agent that is going to have your best interest at hand. We work with a lot of different agents. Most of them are incredible at what they do. But there's some that just, they want the commission, they want the sale. Whereas, like, I think that the good ones, and you're included in this, is like, if it's the right opportunity for a buyer and it makes sense for them, then they go ahead with it. So somebody who's going to give you the honest truth is vital to it as well. And I only say that because I know that you're one of those people on the list who would do that.
Thanks, Mitch. No, I really appreciate that. So we're really excited. What we'll do, if it's okay with you, we'll cut this now. And then for any viewers that are interested and want to get more details, I'll leave our links above or below. You can reach out and you can contact myself for more details on this development and how to secure a unit. Anything in closing, Mitch, or that you want to add?
No, just want to say again, thank you so much for having me here. Buyers, I hope you guys are excited as we are. I know, Neil, you're excited. I know we're super excited. And I hope everybody has an amazing August and summer.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Mitch, once again. And we'll be seeing you soon, no doubt.
Thanks, Neil.
Okay. Bye for now.